Yo, yo, and hello. Oh, shoot. I forgot to switch. I have disconnected your headphones twice now. Okay. Yeah. Hi, folks. I forgot to change my webcam properties here. Also, now that's going to be stuck in my head forever. Alrighty. There we go. Where is this GIF? There's that. Trying to make the Discord post. GIF tangentially related. Tangentially? There's an I after the T. Tangentially. Is it tangential? Do you say that with a ch? I don't know why that's a word. Tangentially? Where did that save to? I'm a fool. Hi, folks. Anyway, welcome to another Usebird Games stream of the community variety. I am your host, Fizz the Human, and I am lost in the sauce looking for this GIF that I just downloaded. Where did it download to? It's stupid. It doesn't even matter. Did it go into downloads? That would be too simple. I cannot just post it as a Discord GIF. I need to download it and then attach it to the post, or else it gets funky. I swear I downloaded it just now. I'm going insane. All right, well, let's re-download it.
I was having issues with your downloads earlier.
That's fine. Save image as. Oh, no, there it is. It's on the desktop. Cool. Okay. Now there's a post. Alrighty. Yeah, now I can like actually talk. Anyway, NM0 says, "Yay, great Ace Attorney. I'm glad they didn't try to Americanize the protagonists in this one, but God, that would have been funny to try and portray Meiji era Japan as the US." Yeah. It's like the what was the sorry, Meiji era. What's the that movie Big Hero 6 where they had, was it San Fran Tokyo? Which just about sums up Phoenix Wright. Eat your hamburgers, Apollo. We all know the meme. Hi, welcome to another Usebird Games community stream. I'm your host, Fizz the Human. I'm going to be posting some stuff in chat. Pardon me, my brain's a little fried, but I'm here. We're doing good. Just a little on the fatigued side, but that's what water and bad juice are for. What is this? Find us. There we go. Stacy's bringing up a couple things from Cryptmaster. If you've never played Cryptmaster, that game's amazing. If I didn't have an amazing girlfriend who likes to play puzzle games with me at home, I would be playing that on stream with all of you. So be jealous. But yeah, play Cryptmaster. It's a great game. I'm just going to stumble through the intro today, and you're going to deal with it. It'll be fine. And then we'll get to playing Great Ace Attorney. And, you know, you don't need your brain for the first case ever. It'll be against somebody similar to, but not necessarily Winston Payne. I can guarantee that. I've been putting off Cryptmaster because your keyboard is a bit broken and doubles some keys. Yeah, that would be a good reason not to. Cryptmaster isn't intensely keyboard specific, but yeah. If you're hanging around here, and this is the first time that you're hanging out, well, welcome to you. Yisbird Games is a video game publishing company, and we just hang out here and play some video games that we think that fans of our games might enjoy watching, and so we can thusly have a nice, happy family circle of people to chill with. And hello, fellow kids, however that goes. But yeah, Yisbird Games publishes games that have spirit, games that stick with you long after you've finished playing them. Games like VA11 Hull A Cyberpunk Bartending Action. I can say these titles, I promise. She Remembered Caterpillars, No Place for Bravery, World of Horror, Y2K Postmodern RPG, Demon School, which just got a new character trailer over on the what was the it was a game. I'll go over that stuff. There was a series of game trailers that dropped. Also an announcement on a new trailer with that coming up soon too. But yeah, Nirvana, Cyberpunk Bartender Action. There we go. Back into it. Everdeep Aurora. I'm forgetting one. Masquerada of Songs and Shadows. I might be forgetting two. That's okay. But yeah. Welcome. We hang out a few places. The Discord. Here on Twitch, if you're watching this on YouTube, then please forgive the slow start here. Feel free to just kind of glide over until you find the game starting. I wouldn't stop you from doing that, but if you're over here on the Twitch side of things, well, we have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/YisbirdGames. You can go check out VODs of all of our playthroughs of things there. Did I say She Remembered Caterpillars? I thought I did. I might have. Might not have. But I think that covers everything. You can find us at yisbird.net. You can follow us around the internet at all the socials as Yisbird Games, YSBRYDGAMES. That's like at Yisbird Games or whatever /Yisbird Games or even yisbirdgames.bsky.social in Blue Sky's case. How about that? And as I posted at the tippy top, I am Fizz. You can find me over at findfizz.biz. How about that? That's Fizz with two Z's, but biz with one. Fizzthehuman.bsky.social is my Blue Sky, and you can find me more often posting on Twitter still, for some reason, as at FizzTheHuman. But yeah, let me get the game running while I talk about it a little bit. So I played the original Phoenix Wright back in high school. And then at early college, I think, actually, somewhere. So it was somewhere around like senior year-ish for me. But then I played them all as they came out. Besides Miles Edgeworth Investigations. I need to install video codec. WM Video Decoder. Well, okay. It said we need it. So I'm going to let this load for a sec. And then but I'm probably going to reopen this. Let's see. Hades Eternal. Let's set the what's my resolution? was a point where you played the first Phoenix game, the first Apollo game, the first Great Ace Attorney game, and nothing else. Sort of fell off on game 2 multiple times. Yeah, they're a little... sometimes the Ace Attorney games are a little bit slower. That does happen from time to time. 3440 by 1440. What are you? 30. Oh, that would work. Okay, so that one would. Let's go borderless. Cool. Okay. That looks nice. We like this. Can I... What does that look like? Is that better? I can't tell the difference. That's a little nicer, actually, I think. But yeah, so I'm gonna exit the game, even though I just got it working, to download that codec, which is Great Ace Attorney Goals. WM Video Decoder. I think I'm Windows 10. I don't remember. Pardon me for not jumping right into the game. Feature pack. Do I actually need to download anything? Okay, well, I mean, I guess I just have to go and download it and then probably restart stream. Why is it not just showing up? Should that not just be readily available on the Windows site? Why is this a thing? Microsoft Media Feature Pack. How do I know which one is mine? Jeez. Clear the knowledge base. Did you know that you have to solve a puzzle about Windows itself before you can continue on to the puzzles in the game? How do I know what Windows thing this is? This is wild. I should just be streaming this. This is silly. maybe. Windows specifications, Windows 10 Pro. But I have Windows Media Player. You know, how about we just try playing the game? Because now it's not giving me that error. So I don't know what that was about. So we'll pretend that it doesn't matter. No, that's a different error. But that's okay. Thanks for sitting through that real fast. So anyway, Phoenix Wright as a whole, actually, I have a very fond connection with this series because some of the work that I'm most proud of on the internet of doing voice work, and I suppose you could call it even like live radio theater, is doing Sean Shiplock's live dub of Phoenix Wright, where I've gotten to play various characters across the series. I got to play Officer Meekins in the first Phoenix Wright game, and soon the third Phoenix Wright game when he gets there. And I played, the fourth Phoenix Wright game when he gets there. In the third game, I played Winston Payne, and in the second game, I got to play Matt Ongard, which I don't know how we feel about spoilers for previous Phoenix Wright games. You said that you haven't played the second one, so I don't want to spoil too many things from there, but I will say Matt Ongard was a major character in the final case, so it was an honor to play him opposite Sean Shiplock. But yeah, so I've wanted to, like, I would love to do like a live dub type thing for this game, but let me just say that I know from the outside looking in how tough it is to put together a live dub and cast it and have everybody doing, you know, hopping in, and the folks who run it for Sean are gods. Like, Color Brews, if you're in chat, I don't know if you're in chat right now, but like, she's one of the people that runs it, and like, I kneel. Y'all are so powerful. But and the rest of Sean's mod team are amazing there. But I've been wanting to play the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles for a long time. I've been putting it off, and I was tossing the idea back and forth. Like, I got spoiled by doing live dubs because it's just a beautiful way to play these games. But that said, I need an excuse to actually finally crack this game open. So I'm using you, chat. I'm using you as the excuse to play the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I'm a dub just everybody. We'll just do it. That'll be fine. The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles Fizz Edition. I will especially make mention that this is a first playthrough. Don't spoil me on nothing if you've played this, because, like, Phoenix Wright lives and dies by its twists. Or, well, Ace Attorney in general lives and dies based on its twists. And if those things are spoiled, I mean, I'm not gonna, like, you know, haunt you after I die or anything, but, like, it's a series that's near and dear to my heart. So just, you know, watch those lines. Check in with mods if they're hanging around. Let me also say, don't message Fizz the Human the mod, because that's just me. So don't message me and be like, hey, so I want to tell at Yizbrid Games about this really cool thing, this wild twist. At Fizz the Human is here is twist. Is that okay? Just saying, that one's me. I may be streaming on at Yizbrid Games, but my chat powers consist of only Fizz the Human. I mean, I could technically probably like assume Blitch's account on here with little effort, but I would never. So, let's play. Special contents, though. What's that? Accolades, sure. A tailor. Alternative outfits. Escapities. We'll go back. So let me see if there's anything here. I'm mainly just going to be pointing and clicking. That's a thing. You can play story mode in place of autoplay, allowing you to progress through the game automatically without having to press any buttons. The answers to questions, presentation of evidence, etc. are all handled on your behalf. I suppose if you want to watch the Great Ace Attorney play out like an episode of Law & Order, which, you know, I wouldn't blame you, but it's important to me to solve puzzles. I must solve puzzles. I don't remember screen flashes being rough in these games. Can you imagine just sitting around and watching a game be played while having no input of your own? I know, right? Can you imagine watching somebody else play a game? Yeah, nah. I know that you're being cheeky, and I'm cheeky with you right there. I do think that there's a difference between, like, a game playing itself or watching somebody's gears turn as they figure something out and you try and figure it out at the same time that they are. Like, I enjoy the latter, but maybe not the former. But, like, also, hey, let's watch somebody else play it. But that somebody's going to be me, because I solved the puzzles. I think this is good. I guess we can turn the screen flashes off. I can't think of a world where I miss screen flashes regardless. But yeah, let's go. There is voice in this game. That's cool. Oh wait, no, I don't wanna exit game. Guess we're just gonna go. There's one other thing I need to do actually, which is hey Blitch. Baby. She turned on light off. That's so weird. There we go. My computer's night mode was on, and I was confused as to how it was on, but now it's off. Never mind. We're good. No worries. We're golden now. Everything looks bluer, but like normal. So, let's go. Also, this is a good return to form for me, because I'm off my...
The Empire of Japan. After opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation. The revolution washed over the land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some was swept away by the tide.
Content warning: murder.
But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Who plays him? Ryuichi? Is that his name? Naruhodo, I think. Or is that the original Phoenix Wright? That's Phoenix Wright. I don't remember. I mean, it'll say, but 22nd November, 8:43 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature. Judicature? Judicature. Defendant's Antechamber 5. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. How can it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate? What? Oh wait, is he? Should he have a British accent? Does everybody have a British accent in this? Oh no, nothing. I kind of want to give him like American accent until prove it otherwise, but I feel like he's supposed to have. I'll give him American until prove it otherwise, and then it'll just be him having practiced his American accent. Oh, no, nothing. They do give British accents when the characters are speaking English. Okay. Including the main character? Yeah, okay. Oh, no, nothing. Save your glares, murderer. Sorry. I'll try my best. I never did the studies on the different British accents. I know there are many and they are varied, and I am less of a theaterman for not knowing all of them. Yeah. Ryunosuke. That was it. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a second-year student at the Imperial Yume University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And now, here I am, awaiting my trial. That's enough! He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. And who are you? I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Lawyer? Yes, and until the judge has given his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So you will hold your tongue. Technicalities. Look at you, you haven't even graduated yet. And yet I still seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave. Right, Ryunosuke? Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. What are you apologizing to me for? Oh, no, I suppose that wasn't my fault. But really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. There you go again, apologizing. Just like always. Though I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. Yume University professor murdered in cold blood by student. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? Of course not! You have to believe me! I didn't do it! I could never murder someone. Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high. You mean... I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke. Kazuma Asogi, my best friend, also in his second year at Yume University. But he's far more clever than I. A star student, in fact. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive, considering he's still an undergraduate. It's not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old. Here in Japan, anyway. My qualifications don't mean much. Yet. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma. Truly. 3 days ago. Yes, that's when all this started. Congratulations, Kazuma! It looks like you're going to get to study abroad at last. I know. I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I'm really happy for you, and proud as your friend. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple. I want to bring about change in our own legal system. This man is going to die. I can tell you that right now. Don't agree or disagree with me. I feel like this man is going to pull a Kamina on us. He might not. He might end up being like a prosecutor or something. But this guy, in stories like this guy's ideals get inherited. They don't get executed by him. They get inherited from him and then executed by somebody with main character energy. So, I have a funny feeling. I want to bring about change in our own legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. Then come with me. We'd have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's City of London together. You don't know, maybe he turns out to be this game's Larry Butts, just turns out to be a completely incompetent goof who stumbled into a prestigious scholarship. I could see that too. We'll have a wild time. I'll get drunk like all lawyers do. Wait a second. Hold it! Sorry, hold it! If only it were that simple. Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a while longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. He's so ignorant he doesn't even realize his headband shouldn't be blowing indoors. Yep. I told the waiter to turn off the air conditioner. 'Cause it's blowing your headband. There's no air conditioner in here. What? See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. Sorry, that's a... I think you should leave sketch. I almost said, don't hug me, I'm scared sketch. It's not that. It was straight after that. That's when it happened. Asogi, may I have a word? I don't know who this is. Oh. Professor, I didn't know you were coming.
Well, this case has personal significance to me. But never mind that for now. Asogi.
You should go immediately to the judge's chambers. To His Excellency's chambers? Why?
He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result.
Who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him at university before.
I see. I'll go at once then.
I shall accompany you.
That smug look on his face.
All right then, Ryunosuke. I'll see you in the courtroom.
Yes. Thanks, Kazuma. I love the slow bow. It's so they took the time to have the characters take the time. I think that's cool. Like a Looney Tunes character who just ran off a cliff, hovering in midair until he looks down. Yeah. What do you mean there's no air conditioner in here? Oh, flop. This is awkward.
If I may,
Yes, sorry?
you must be the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe.
Yes, yes, that's right.
My name is Eugene Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yume University.
Ah, Professor Mikotoba. I've heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad.
Asogi has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand. As such, I feel you should know.
Know what?
Well, as you've no doubt heard, Asogi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that that permission will be revoked and never granted again.
What? Good, the sound effects are the same as Classic Phoenix, right? Asogi, air conditioners won't be invented for another 5 years. Says Venom Zero. Agreed.
As I suspected, you were unaware of this. I had a feeling Asogi may have chosen not to tell you.
He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered. But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing?
The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances. If I can speak these words correctly.
I don't believe it. But I didn't do it, I swear. I'm not a murderer.
I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial.
Sorry? What do you mean?
You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway.
But then what should I do?
Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction.
Right, so...
As soon as the trial starts, jump out of your seat and pop a bunch of really cool confetti. The judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, "I do." He will be asking you to marry him.
I do? But what will the question be? Surely not. Do you accept the accusations brought before you? Dang it, Twitch, tell me when a channel I have notifications turned on for goes live. I tried to tell you, Gek. I tried to reach through the internet and yell at you, but I just couldn't run so far in all those series of tubes.
Of course not. Defendant. Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. It would seem our surreptitious discussions are to be cut short. So allow me to summarize. Cosmo Oski must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Get moving. There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway.
This is it. The moment that everything turned black and white and I murdered a second man in cold blood. This is it. If the trial goes badly, Cosmo's dreams of studying abroad are over. And what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. And so, with absolutely no idea of what lay ahead. Oh, that's still his voice. I embarked on that unforgettable trial. And promptly forgot it. My one and only chance of proving my innocence. The trial that would decide my destiny. Howdy, Clockwing. How you doing? Also, how are you doing, Gek? Also, how are you doing, Animals? I didn't, ask you all how you're doing. "22nd November, 9 a.m., Supreme Court of Judicature, Courtroom 2. Boom, boom, chum, ticka, doom, doom, doom. Boom, chum, ticka, doom, doom. So this is a courtroom. The Supreme Court of Judicature. No court in the land has more power. Doing well? Cleanup weekend. Hell yeah. Is that something that you've imposed upon yourself, or is that something that you, is there a date marked on the calendar for such that's tied to something? I'm curious. That's something I need to celebrate as well. Also, a peek behind the curtain. In order to do British accents, I'm just thinking about characters I like that have British accents. So the main two characters here are my best throwing a dart at the dartboard and landing on Shulk and Dunban from Xenoblade. And we'll see how it goes. I don't much like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniforms in there. The powers that be have demanded that this be a secret trial. A secret trial? A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. What? But why? It'll become clear in time. But for now, you need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin. Yeah, Winston Payne. Or his...
The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency.
Okay, this is great. Because... So... The tutorial prosecutor in all of the Phoenix Wright games is a man named Winston Payne. Payne, comma, Winston. His first name Winston, last name Payne. This man's name is Ouchie. Brah fucking fo, Capcom. I can't look it up. I can't look anything up. I want to know if that's his name in the Japanese version. Or if they, localized him a new Japanese name for the pun. Genuinely curious. Or if that's, an English pun in the Japanese version. Either way, bravo.
The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency.
As is the defense. I'm going to channel my best AKL being British here. AKL Trifecta being another voice actor and VTuber. Go check out his Twitch channel sometime. Let me post a couple of these here real fast. Don't play anything. No, I don't want that. I want this. AKL Trifecta plays. He is Taketsuchi Aochi in Japanese as well. Bravo. All right. Whoever, I don't know if that's like just the writers being well versed in or good with English puns, or if they have somebody on staff who's like looking at that from a localization standpoint. Awesome. Great job. Taketsuchi Aochi. It is a Japanese English pun. Beautiful. Beautiful. Those are tough to pull off. AKL Trifecta, whom I just posted the Twitch link to, is who plays the judge in Sean Chiplock's streams of Phoenix Wright, and I'm gonna follow that up with Sean's channel as well. That's right there. That's Sean Chiplock. Go give them both a follow. They're fantastic people. Sean Chiplock is a very prolific voice actor. He just there was another game that I totally forgot that I was thinking of playing on stream, and that's Duck Detective. But Sean plays the main character in that. I mean, he plays like the main character from like ReZero and Rivali from Breath of the Wild and all that kind of stuff. So like, you know, he has a very, very large list of credits. But yeah, for his streams, AKL Trifecta plays Judge. So channeling my best, his Judge, but British for this.
Before we begin, there is one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate.
It's gonna be close, but not quite.
That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Normal procedure is for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for final confirmation now.
This actually is also sounding like the Crypt Master, so maybe we'll just cheat towards him.
Who advocates for the defendant in this trial?
This is it. This must be the question.
Who's going to defend me?
That's the question the professor meant. But then, if I say I do, operative word, I need to answer quickly. What should I do?
Well, this is saying that I guess this is, well, I mean, I doubt that this changes anything here. Like, I feel like this is one of those, like, moments where, oh, you can see my mouse, but it's offset from things. Huh. Can I change that setting? I guess it doesn't matter. I guess this is, if Rinosuke says that he does, then what's his name is off the hook for having this be make or break for him going to London, I guess. Well,
I need to answer quickly, so let me ruminate during this monochrome moment for a moment. Or several.
answer I do.
I do.
Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear who will advocate for the... What is the meaning of this unruly outburst?
Yeah, Mr. Shifty Eyes.
I would like to inform the court that I, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, will be defending myself. You'll be... What? What are you playing at, Ryunosuke?
Professor Mikotoba told me everything. And anything and everything. He told me all the things just now before the trial.
He did what?
He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose.
How sad. It means you don't have faith in me.
You know, only serial killers defend themselves, so looking kind of guilty. So, not for nothing, and this has nothing to do with serial killers, but it did remind me of this, and so maybe poor timing, but like, sometimes when I watch like Law and Order or other like courtroom things, I think to myself, if for whatever reason I were in court, do I think I could defend myself? Like, I know it wouldn't be a good idea. Kellen, no, that's a bad sign. But, like, no, I just, like the what if crosses my mind of, like, I guess, like, barring, no pun intended, going to school and, like, learning to be a lawyer, like, do I feel like I could lawyer watching lawyers? Like, could I... And I don't know. I feel like, do I have to rethink my choices? No, you're playing on honor mode. You're stuck with me. But I mean, I guess you can rethink them, but no, but I don't know. I've crossed my it's crossed my mind before. Alternate timeline. Am I a lawyer in some way? Because I feel like, especially like Adam Zero says I worked for a lawyer for a while, and I can tell you I could not lawyer, and neither could the lawyer. That's fair. That's fair. I have sat in on a friend's trial, or well, not a trial of my friend, but a trial of someone who wronged a friend of mine greatly, and I was genuinely surprised at how like, I thought that Law and Order really dramatized things in how, like, what's the word I want here? At how they'll go after a person and play real dirty. In fact, sorry, 1 second. Chloe is trying to get in, but in fact, yeah, they were going after my friend's character intensely, in a very like really like just awful way. And I mean, that's not like, you know, hashtag not all lawyers, but like still, like, yeah. 1 second, I'll be right back. I gotta make sure the cat's doing well. At the very least, I'm gonna put food in. Grim Zero says the last thing I did in that job was shredding business cards because he thought the articling students he took on would join his firm when they graduated. It was obvious that they would not be doing that. Shredding business cards because he thought the articling students he took on would join his firm when they graduated. Oh, it was obvious they wouldn't be joining his firm, so he was just shredding his business cards. Printed business cards for them. Huh. Yeah. Hopefully that's a learning moment, I suppose. Cart, horse, claws, I don't know. Anyway. It means you don't have faith in me. You think I won't be able to get you off. This desk hides a lot. Trust me. This is a line that has inspired some fiction. I'm sure it has. It's just I'm so nervous. No, it's not that, really. It's just that... well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you... that your pride was hurt, that you couldn't get me off. Yes. I knew that's how you'd feel, which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor Mikotoba shouldn't have stuck his nose in. Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial. This is no longer an AKL impression, it's now the Crypt Master.
Well, well. Does the accused admit defeat already? Renouncing his own counsel? Really?
Objection!
Objection! Make no mistake, counsel. Oh, wait, no, that's Kazuma. Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent, he's confident he can speak for himself. Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san? Yes, exactly. Exactly what I wasn't thinking. I'm not confident at all. In fact, my mind's a complete blank. I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered.
Well, for a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court, you must have perpetrated a most heinous crime indeed.
As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. Accordingly, the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, Defendant Naruhodo? Yes, Your Excellency. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken.
My competence? What does that mean?
He's questioning your ability to do the job.
Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am.
So, let's start with the very simplest of questions.
Yes.
Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case.
Well, that's easy enough. I've heard his name more times than I'd care to remember. But... wait. I'm so nervous I can't even remember that.
Chloe, why are you screaming? Get in here. Crazy cat. Your food's right there. One second. I might be hearing things. I don't know why I keep thinking I'm hearing the cat. Huh. God, this is just the first Ace Attorney. What is evidence? Yes, it is. It is the first Ace Attorney.
I'm so nervous. I can't even remember that. What was it again? Ah, yes, this is my grandson. What was his name again?
Ryunosuke. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank.
You know me so well.
All the relevant information for this case can be found in the court record.
But I can't even find that.
Okay. I'm hearing Chloe. I'm gonna leave one headset off here. Huh.
But I can't even find that.
It's simple. You can access the court record with a press of E. E. If you ever find you've forgotten something, just consult that. It's all in there.
Yeah, this guy is going to die. He's just Mia. Male Mia.
I just have to press E for the court record. All right, there's no time to lose. Where am I pressing E?
Do I just have a keyboard on me? Maybe there's a keyboard in front. Maybe they have an Arceus phone. Traveled back in time. Every time I ship someone in these games, they die. Ah! University collar pin. Proof that I'm a student at the Imperial Yume University. I always wear it on the collar of my uniform jacket. Is she in there? Curiouser and curiouser. This cat is somewhere. What's happening? I mean, that Professor Dad was mentor-y. Maybe he dies. Yeah, maybe. Somebody's gonna die.
On this episode of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, someone will die.
Is she stuck or anything? I don't know. I'm gonna look around real fast. I'm also gonna take a break, because it's 7:30, even though I started hella late. I want to take a break and use this time to look for Chloe. Figure out what's going on with mysterious meowing. I think she's fine, but I'd like to confirm she's fine. I'm gonna run the usual trailers, content warning for World of Horror, body horror, and self-harm in that one. Also, look forward to some updates on the trailers coming soon. So yeah, right. I'll be back. I have consumed the dinner. I thought for sure I was going to come in here to Chloe having stolen the chair, but nope. So, couple things real fast. That World of Horror trailer that was there, semi-recently, as in like the last few days, or beginning of this month, I think, the creator, whose name is escaping me, but let me go grab it real fast. Okay, just go straight to Newgrounds. Yeah, and in fact, it's showing up immediately. Yeah. So if you go to Newgrounds right now, one of the featured movies is the World of Horror launch trailer. Carl Sia, that's their name. Also, the Best of May image is Ramshackle. Yeah, go us. For those that don't know, I got to voice a character in Ramshackle. So cool. Winning accolades over on Newgrounds, a place that I would occasionally swing by, but never really... Okay. I heard her that time. Figure out what's going on. making sure I'm not accidentally hearing like something squeak. It's so bizarre. I'm like worried she's like stuck somewhere, but I guess not. Huh, well, we'll keep going. If I have to leap into action, I apologize. I'm trying to figure out where the hell my cat went.
This is the list of evidence you've collected. Now try switching to people instead with E. E. You'll find details about the victim in here. When you're done, just press Z to go back. It's E-Z.
Second year at the Imperial Human University is my best friend, and despite being a student, a qualified defense lawyer as well. Defense with a C, because it's British. That's how you know he's speaking in a British accent. He's my best friend, and despite being a student, a qualified defense lawyer as well. It switches it, right there. Eugene Mikotoba, medical school professor at the Imperial Yume University. He's an authority in forensic medicine and Cosmo's mentor. Taketsuchi Auchi, the lead prosecutor of this case, who would appear to have little love for the changes the Cultural Reformation has brought about. John H. Wilson, the victim of this case, was a visiting professor of medicine at Yume University from the British Empire.
So remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court record. Now, you'd better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the People section of the court record, then press R to present. Try it now.
R for present.
Yes!
She's outside. She was yowling. She's okay. Cool.
The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. No period after the doctor, though, because I don't know if that's a localization choice. Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university.
Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England, invited to Yume University 3 years ago.
That must be a British, what's the word for punctuation thing? Yeah, like using commas or using periods for money, comma-ing, or the zero segmenting out. Like we use commas, but like decimals for like, but they, yeah, you know what I mean.
Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound implications.
She heard you calling for her and yelled back. Good. Cat whisperer over there.
The British Empire is at present.
Yeah, she meowed that time. She's around here.
Is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation, also known as Ajtofan. Ajtofan.
And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilt on our soil. You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Yume University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides you your education. Have you no honor?
But I didn't do it. This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime.
So that's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it? Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman. Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better be going. All right, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. The British Empire. Wow. It's incredible to think... Wow, sugoi. It's incredible to think... It is incredible to think. I'm not used to doing it. Wait. I've seen that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still. I should go and say hello. The lesson here, don't linger at a restaurant after your friends leave or you'll get caught up in an international incident. Correct, NM0. It's very rude. It is very rude to get caught up in an international incident. So I went over to the professor's table and introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. Chloe's in the window. I see her now. Her safety has been confirmed with my own eyes. Now then, let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. Yeah, Chloe, prove that you're alive on camera. You're so good and alive. How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death. The cause of death? Well, obviously that was... Leonosuke. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence. By evidence? But how? Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death, and select present. Select present, give it to the judge as a present. Do it now! Born in a world of strife! Post-mortem report. The post-mortem report has been amended. Death occurred a little after 2 p.m. and was caused by loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest. The bullet did not pass through the victim's body. Bullet still in body. Bullet. So talkable. Oh, I like that the university collar pin is just Phoenix Wright's attorney badge. Do it. Well, I have to present my pin. I have to present that to everybody. Yes! The evidence that clearly shows the victim's cause of death is, of course, this. And on what basis do you present this evidence? Well, because it was in the court record, of course. Slow down. Why did you pick that? Isn't there something more relevant looking? Well, now that you say that, I suppose. Pick the wrong piece of evidence again, and I'll fucking kill you. And it won't be a mystery as to the cause of your death. Yikes. He sounds and looks deadly serious. Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death, and select present. Yeah. Yes! Here, climb up here, be a shoulder cat. According to, this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to, gunshot trauma.
Learn to read, you imbecile! That's the post-mortem report, I take it.
Sorry, yes, that's right. The, post-mortem report. In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way. Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later.
This is a so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range.
Thank you, Counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record.
The photographic print of the victim has been entered into the court record. So that's a photographic print.
Look at this photographic print.
That's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail is incredible. I like how this game very neatly places, like, the time period. Imagining Kazuma having only ever read Autopsy and pronouncing it Autopsy.
That's right. The doctors in Great Britain, in the Western world, are psychics. They can automatically, psychically determine the cause of death of someone. That's why we call it an autopsy. Very well. I am satisfied with your answers. Let us start the trial.
Certainly, Your Excellency. So, without further ado, in order to better apprise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened.
Oh, this is it then.
I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind.
The professor? You mean Dr. Mikotoba?
Yes. Clearly you're the defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant.
Ah, of course. When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial.
He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he?
Getting you off sticking his oar in? Maybe, but any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma.
Well, my first piece of advice is, rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats.
Only if you rein in that crazy headband and control the cold stares first. Isn't Cold Stare a boss from Zelda?
Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please.
Of course. We need to give him a good voice here. Of course, my name is Satoru Hosonaga. I am the head waiter at a Western-style restaurant called La Carnival. Oh, he's fucking dying. Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up some, tomato juice. It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me. Well, it really should.
As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's becoming a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants, an Occidental eatery, 3 days ago.
Understood. Hosonaga-san, you will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident.
At once, sir.
And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please.
Oh, perspiring maybe, but aspiring? It was just after 2... I want something to differentiate him a little bit, but I'm bad at different accents on this. Let me channel this character a little bit. It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. There we go. We'll go a little bit nasal for this. Scott, no, I'd be bad at that. We'll put in a little bit of nasal to his voice. It'll sound vaguely, oh, what's the name? What's the, What We Do in the Shadows? Bart? Laszlo. Yeah, there it is. It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have a few diners at that time of day. It does sound a little snapish, though. The lunchtime rush was over, and there were only 3 tables still occupied. That fits in with my memory of it, too. There was hardly anyone else in the place. It was when I was in the kitchen putting away crockery and cutlery. A gunshot ran out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what had happened. So it was that what was rung out was a gunshot. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair. And standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student.
Yes!
Hold on! Let me just clarify something here. While I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor beside the professor, I didn't shoot him.
Objection! I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur. Amateur!
But... The next time you interrupt at an inappropriate time, you will be penalized, Defendant Naruhodo. Don't worry, Ryunosuke. You'll have your chance to fight back. For now, we must just quietly listen to the witness.
If I may confirm one point, waiter. Garçon.
Don't ever call that. Don't ever call a waiter garçon. It's diminutive. And I can say that as someone who has been a waiter and took French class.
Standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today.
Yes, without question.
I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim?
No. There was no one else around that table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. Huh? Wait, what did he just say? There was no one else around that table. What's the matter, Ryunosuke? That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite him at his table. Really? And that's not something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? This one I'm going to wait and see, because I have a feeling I'll be able to cross-examine shortly. If my studies of the Ace Attorney series on Nintendo DS when it was out, I desperately want to say something, but I was told not to interject. Ryunosuke, if your parents tell you to study, you're the kind of man who would diligently get to work, aren't you? I suppose I am. I'd never have got into Yume University otherwise. what a pose. But you can't just always follow the rules in life, you know. If you don't say what you want to say right now, you'll seriously regret it when, specifically not if, but when you are found guilty. All right, you scared me. I won't forget that piece of advice in a hurry. And there is something I want to say. I'm just going to shut my eyes and say it.
Yes!
Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table.
Objection! Dear me, dear me. What are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all?
But I'm sure of what I saw. I don't know why I translated some of the squeakiness over for a second. Hanasaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy.
No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone.
I don't believe it.
I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please, have a look if you'd like to.
Let me see. Ah, a sketch of the establishment's layout drawn by yourself, I presume.
That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone.
Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence.
Oh, well,
Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once.
of course. Here you are.
What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now. Something certainly seems to have shaken him. The waiter's business card has been entered into the court record.
So, the court has now heard a precis of the case.
Yes, at the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant. The only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we are looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Naruhodo,
Yes, Your Excellency.
if you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you.
In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I called this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court. But I must warn the defense if you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial. The prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime.
What do you think I should do, Cosma? What do you mean? Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? I'm going to fucking kill you. Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual, about these peculiarities. You've said it, Professor Mikotoba's said it, and so has the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet I will fucking kill you if you pull this again, despite knowing that. You're willing now to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it? What? If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Then we'll see just how decisive this evidence really is.
Turns out he's really the precursor to Phoenix, right? I mean, he's got the point. Did Mia have the point? She did, though, didn't she? She taught Phoenix Wright the point.
Indeed. Prosecutor Ouchie, please continue with proceedings.
Well, you were warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be. I can be your angel or Yoru devil. In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. The prosecution calls its next witnesses.
Very well. Officer, bring forth the witnesses at once.
Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court.
Yes, sir. The Great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeants Iesa Nosa reporting for duty, sir.
Myself, I find employ as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the efflorescence of our nation, Nippon, and conduct my trade from Rasute, a humble premises in the 2nd District, Curio Correcta.
Curio correct. Curio correct.
Curio Correcta at your service. An antique dealer and a soldier. What an unusual pairing.
Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question.
They must be the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned.
Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question. Always post-noon. And not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curios with which I make my business.
I can't understand a word that old man is saying.
He's an antique dealer. It sounds like he's a regular at Le Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets Le Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer.
Who does he remind me of? He's got Kamina glasses for a mustache. That's important. What character is he screaming in my head? He's the guy from Atlantis. He does look like Vinny from Atlantis. I think his name was Vinny. But there's another character. I'm thinking of Boss Grand from Full Metal. I think there's a different character I'm thinking of, but Boss Grand. No, it's not him. Though Bosk Grand has Rugadine energy. Let me just say that. What character does he remind me of? I can't... It's not coming to me.
want to wake up in a cold sweat in the middle of the night thinking about it.
Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct?
Affirmative! The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir! It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearms, sir!
This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said. So, this is the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening. The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Yes. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start.
No, the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You'll state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. Sir, yes, sir.
There's a child in here. Is it on his back? Baby on back.
Standing by, ready to report, sir.
Unsavory memories of a most acerbic afternoon. Oh.
He's so jittery. I love their animations.
I was investigating a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man.
Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman.
At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel.
I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio.
Well, so you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. That wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgiving enemy. Unforgivable, in fact, enemy.
What times we live in, when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day.
But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone.
Is that really true, Ryunosuke?
Yes. All I did was pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. I just touched evidence with my bare hands. After I'd said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then, when I'd finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant, when I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. So I bent down, and just as I was picking it up,
well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal was.
there is?
Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses.
Cross-examine?
Do it now.
As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. Guilty, I say! It's time to bring this despicable student to justice.
Certainly, the testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict of this What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst?
I am, I mean, the defense demands its right to cross-examination.
Dear me. Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic.
Uh-huh. How did he know?
The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
Objection!
The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Phoenix Lee. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant. Cosmo's so commanding. Just like he commanded me to get me off earlier.
Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witnesses.
All right, this is where the battle really begins, Ryunosuke. But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witnesses' statements. How? You have to expose yourself. You didn't fire the gun, which means what that soldier said has to be a lie. Well, yes, but it's just a case of proving it. And the key to doing that is evidence. Right. Evidence. All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Now let's go, Ryunosuke. Don't let them beat you. That was so weak. It was like a slap. It was like the table was made of hams. All right, then.
It's all or nothing. Come, Vritra.
What the witnesses saw. I was investigating a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man.
Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman.
At the precise moment a firearm was discharged, I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel.
I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio.
I have no idea what I'm supposed to do here. Listen, Ryunosuke. We know there are lies lurking in these statements. It's time to expose them. I understand that. The question is, how? Like I said before, the key to this is using evidence that you've collected. You can examine and present evidence while a witness is giving testimony by pressing E. Go through each witness statement and the details about each piece of evidence and compare all the facts. Somewhere in there, you'll find something that doesn't add up. In other words, an inconsistency. An inconsistency. When you find a statement and a piece of evidence that seem to contradict each other, kill them. Present your evidence with R and rip the witness apart. Witness Kiri. Just be careful, but we mustn't be careless. Because if you assert a contradiction that has no basis, you'll be given a penalty. If you're dealt too many penalties, I'll fucking kill you. The defense's case will fall apart and you'll receive a guilty verdict. So, that's it. Peruse the evidence in the court record and find an inconsistency with a witness's statement. All right, I'll give it a try. You can hear the witness's statements over and over again as many times as you like. So keep your head and be measured in your attack. Good luck, partner. All right. Hold it.
Yes!
It just occurred to me that is just British I never really thought about that. Why? Why aren't you saying anything? Is this some new interrogation technique?
I hadn't actually thought of what I wanted to ask.
Just ask about anything that catches your attention. Anything that bothers you.
All right then. This beef steak you mentioned. What kind of food is that?
Tension! Beef steak is a delicious... I bouncing between them. It's a delicious cut of veal.
Oh,
If food could receive medals of honor, beef steak would be almost as highly decorated as a cutlet.
right. I see. Thank you, sir. So, next question. This cutlet you mentioned. What kind of food is that?
Tension! Cutlet is a delicious cut of veal tossed in breadcrumbs and deep fried in cooking oil. Accept your guilty verdict, atone for your crimes, and when you're released from prison, try it!
Yes, sir. I will, sir. On the double, sir. Sorry to interrupt, but
How about trying to stick to questions that are relevant to the case?
oh, sorry. I'll do my best. So, next question. Is it just me, or do you keep hearing a sort of wah crying? Is it my cat, Chloe?
Negative! Well, at least we've learned that he's a big beef lover. Like me. Trying to get you off. Affirmative.
It's not easy knowing what questions to ask.
For having successfully pressed a witness during the first... What did that say? I got a Chivo. God, the music in this game is good.
Where are my Chivos? Achievements.
For having successfully pressed a witness during the first cross-examination in both the Great Ace Attorney Adventures and the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve. But I haven't played that game yet. Glitchy achievement. Glitchy, glitchy.
It's not easy knowing what questions to ask.
Myself, I wish we read that already.
Yes! I have no idea what you're talking about.
Koban boy.
Koban?
You mean an old Edo coin?
The day prior to the incident, a treasure of exceptional value from the Hoei period entered my possession. I took myself to the restaurant the following day with said item secreted in my bosom pocket. Secreted in my bosom pocket. My bosom was secreting in the hope of an affluent cognoscent.
Cognoscent? I've not heard that word before.
In the hope of an affluent cognoscent appraised of its indisputable value being present.
So, you were hoping to sell your Koban coin to Sergeant Nosa, whom you met at the restaurant. His name is Nosa. Yes, sir. His name is Nosa.
Yes, it's quite clear where you're going with this boy. You were about to assert that a penniless soldier would have no hope of purchasing a precious koban. Isn't that so?
Well, now that you mention it. You little upstart cadet! You want to add disrespecting a superior officer to your list of crimes, do you? Blatant subordination!
No, I didn't say anything. Although penniless might just be the word I was looking for.
In any case, the hour was already advanced beyond that of the midday luncheon. There remained precious few present with whom I could engage in discourse about matters of business.
The gentleman aside.
The gentleman beside me who was grappling with his braised veal at the time. Veal was my sole prospect.
I see. Qua.
Yes!
Cue for question. So, you're saying that you actually saw me at that time? Affirmative! I saw you! Laughing, cackling, like a madman as you trained the barrel of your gun on the English civilian!
I did not, but that's impossible. I only...
Allow me to confirm just one point, please. What's that, Private? Thinking carefully about the statement you just made, it seems to me that it must have been just after you heard the gunshot that you looked over the victim's table. And so what if it was? Well, if that really is the case, that would mean that you didn't in fact see the precise moment when the killer actually fired the gun. And double My sixth sense.
Sorry?
My sixth sense of danger. I picked up the waves of murderous energy radiating from your foul mind. Which means, a split second before you pulled the trigger, I was looking right at you, cadet.
Surely that's not really possible, is it?
Do you think I'd have got where I am today in the army if I couldn't sense danger in the air, son?
Well... It would seem this soldier is absolutely convinced that he saw you do the deed. This is not good.
The black uniformed varsity cadet fired upon the English civilian. Cues for press.
Yes!
So this black uniformed university cadet, you're saying that was...
I've had just about enough of your sauce, cadet. I like my meat without sauce. Dry as a bone. Who else do you see around here in a black uniform?
Well, there's someone standing right next to me who fits the description as well, but...
Actually, sir, you are claiming that
the assailant was wearing jet black, but this is in fact soot black.
It was you, you little weasel. You unloaded the firearm on that man from behind his back, and you called yourself a citizen of the great empire of Nippon. You disgust me.
What is it, Ryunosuke? I'm not quite sure. It's something that the sergeant just said, but I can't put my finger on it. Something's playing on my mind.
In that case, check back over the details of the evidence you've gathered in the court record. And if you find an inconsistency there with what the witness just said, then don't hold back. Present the evidence to the court. Thrust. Thrust away. I'll get you off yet. Thrust it in the witness's face. Thrust it in my face. Thrust it in all the faces. Make him choke on it. Me, woof. You know, there's just a lot here.
And I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of the curio.
Cosmo, you need to stop saying stuff like this. I mean, he can keep going. He can keep going.
I have no idea what I'm supposed to do here. I think I'm supposed to press the previous one, but...
Listen, Ryunosuke. We know there are lies lurking in these statements. It's time to expose them.
I understand that. The question is how?
Like I said before, the key to this is using evidence that you've collected. You can examine and present evidence while a witness is giving testimony by pressing E. A. Sports. Go through each witness statement and the details about each piece of evidence and compare all the facts. Somewhere in there, you'll find something that doesn't add up. In other words, an inconsistency.
An inconsistency.
When you find a statement and a piece of evidence that seem to contradict each other, present your evidence with R and rip the witness apart. Just absolutely kill him. Murder him. Bored in a world of strife. Just fucking kill like the murderer you are. Just be careful. But you mustn't be careless, because if you assert a contradiction that has no basis, well, you'll be given a penalty for that too. If you're dealt too many penalties, the defense's case will fall apart and you'll receive a guilty verdict. I feel like I've been over this before. So that's it. Peruse the evidence of the court record. Find an inconsistency with a witness's statement.
Alright, give it a try.
You can hear the witness's statements over and over again as many times as you like. So keep your head. Be measured in your attack. Good luck, partner.
I think I read that double over. Okay. So this was the one. Firearms charge to observe the enemy's actions with my own eyes. Black uniform varsity got fired on the English civilian. In the back, cowardly little weasel. I think it was because he was shot from the front. I've sort of been keeping track of this, but I think the video in my brain that played when all this occurred says under E. Shot from the front in the chest, subsequently died. Yeah.
Yes!
Mm-hmm.
Oh. What? What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Thrusting some photographic print in my mustache? Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes. There's a clear inconsistency here.
Oh, what nonsense! What can this print possibly tell us that we don't already know?
Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my... But the words won't come out. He's choking. How everybody's joking now. The clock's run out. Time's up. Over. Blow!
Snap back to reality. I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom.
Oh, this is so frustrating.
Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. It could be a little bit more helicopter, but certainly not more plain. To spell it out would be an insult to the court.
Cosima, what?
What are you talking about?
It's apparent from a single glance at the photographic print presented by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement.
What?
Sergeant, yes sir, no sir. Yes sir, what sir? The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Yes sir, affirmative sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir.
Yes!
But no, that just can't be.
And why not, cadet? Because... Because... Take a close look at the print. Because I shot him from the front. I mean, he was shot from the front. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. He received what we call the double pits to chesty. Ah. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. A flank positional was not needed for this attack, and that is obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? You should have used your flank. Oh, well, you get back in there, you conjoined twin. That's the word I wanted. Oh, what? What was that? Something just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again.
Certainly, there is a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa?
Dots. Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable. Until the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were firmly fixed on the delicious Le Carnival stick, sir.
What the fuck?
The last testimony the court heard has proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Nosa, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all.
That's absurd.
I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom. There's been a complete turnabout. In the mood of this trial, just from that one discrepancy. Cat hair all over this mic. So this is what being a great Ace Attorney Chronicles Part 1, the video game, is all about. But I definitely saw him. That university cadet there, he was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back. Yes! But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up off the floor.
And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either.
Myself, I have already been quite clear. As clear as this perfectly clear green glass vase. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy opening the door, getting on the floor, and enjoying the dinosaur.
Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing?
Hunting for treasure. I eat the scraps up off the ground at restaurants.
Treasure?
Indeed, the Hoey Era coupon, my prized coin. On each occasion when I visit that restaurant, it is my habitude to place in my bosom secreting pocket a particular trinket of interest from my shop, Rusty.
In the hope of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you.
On the day under scrutiny, it was to the military man that I preferred my Hoey treasure. Can you say Hoey? Believe that he would purchase such a rare find. I did not, but I was presented with little alternative. They played just a spot of Nirvana for me. It was a little alternative. I preferred the little progressive they played afterwards. But then, after averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, it was there no more. It simply vanished. The Koban vanished, hinting around at the speed of sound under the table I was, in case mayhap it had fallen there. And then it happened.
You heard the gunshot, you mean? Yes, hello, Chloe. Yeah, now I got a cat. Shoulder cat, scramble up there, shoulder cat. Now I have a baby crawling up on my back. Yeah, hi, baby. Baby Chloe, you gonna sit up there and nuzzle? Aw, you're so cute.
Indeed I did, but I heeded it not, for I was concerned only with finding my absconded holy treasure. Nothing could distract me.
Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end?
In the end, nothing really mattered.
I see.
That lamentable day, the precious holy Koban was lost to me. No doubt, another little alternative. Some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself.
Actually, I don't know if no doubt would be alternative. Would they? Alternative pop, maybe? It's Gwen Stefani, right? Yeah. Got me feeling hella good, so let's just keep on lawyering.
As I am sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon.
Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British. Damn, that's a call-out. It would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now.
What is your position, Prosecutor Ouchie?
Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back. My witnesses have further testimony to make.
Explain.
Upon hearing their next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could possibly have committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo!
What? He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he?
Very well. The court invites the witnesses to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear?
As clear as Kiriko glass, Your Excellency.
Yes, sir. At once, sir. Awaiting signal to testify, sir. Excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think. This is my cat, Ryunosuke. And she's really good. She's allowed in the courtroom. If Phoenix Wright can cross-examine a parrot, I can have a shoulder cat. That's fine. Somebody screen cap that. Just with the... There's something peeking out over your shoulder, and then I've just got this. Affirmative! The newest member of the Nosa family to rise up through the ranks, sir. Name? Idol. What was the name of your kid again? I don't know, sir. Beautiful. It would seem those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny. I do. Tension! Your father is about to quell the enemy. Watch and learn, my boy. Oh, he's cute and snotty. I hate it. At this juncture, my throat is killing me because it is not fully healed yet, and I'm trying to push it, doing all these voices. So I'm going to call things here and get some lovin's from this cat. But thank you for hanging out with us. There's cat hair all over the place. She's shedding so much. I need to take a brush to her. How do I? Oh, you're so cute. Yeah, nuzzle that. No, cross-examining animals is a different Ace Attorney case. Exactly. Can I? G actions. But if what I saw wasn't the precise movement the firearm discharged, it was almost the same thing. Can I save from here? Save. Yes. Cool. Save file 1. Save in there. Yeah. All right. Oof. Alrighty. Thanks so much for hanging out, folks. This is the start of a grand new adventure. So we'll be streaming this on Fridays going forward. Mondays are still up in the air at the moment as far as like how my voice is doing. I know for a fact I won't be streaming this Monday. We have some doctor's appointments and stuff to take care of that needed to fall on that day. So we're going to be just not streaming that day. But next Friday we'll have more Great Ace Attorney. And then we'll pick a new Friday game to attempt once my voice is healing back. I talked about it before, but I believe my medication was the culprit. I don't know that for a fact. Sorry, I went away from the mic for a second. I don't know that for a fact that the medication was the culprit, but now that I'm off the meds, we're gonna try that. Not all the meds, but I'm off the Wellbutrin. So we'll see if that does in fact help me heal back better. And then if so, then cool, but we'll find something else to take its place. Anyway, cat hair all over me. So yeah, y'all have a good night. Remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, keep your spirits up. You know all the socials. We're at Yizbrid Games everywhere. Yizbrid Games are sold. Twitter, Facebook, yizbridgames.bsky.social. I'll drop you everything. I'm Fizz. Follow me over at Twitter, at FizzTheHuman. Find my website, findfizz.biz. Go to Blue Sky, fizzthehuman.bsky.social. Someday I'll post on there. Find us. Follow us. Go on Newgrounds. And, well, the trailer that I play is the one that's in this. So it's the one that's there. Don't necessarily go on Newgrounds. But if you want to, if you have a Newgrounds account, go and give it some nice votes. It's good. It's already leading nicely, but, you know. And go watch Ramshackle for me, because I'm in it. That's fun. Alrighty. Forgetting what to post. We have a YouTube channel. Talked about that already, but you can watch VODs, which is going to be definitely a want to catch up on VODs kind of game if you come into this at some point in the middle. So it's good that we've got a repository there. And then we have a Discord. Hang out with us, please. I need more people to talk about Final Fantasy with. Wearing the shirt right now. FF4, but still. Where's that? Try to get this hair. Just watching the camera. Alrighty. Yeah, I'll have a good night. I'm going to run the trailers one more time. Body horror and self-harm content warnings for the World of Horror trailer, which is the first one up. But yeah, I did the be kind to yourself, be kind to others, keep your spirits up thing already, I think. Oh, I totally forgot to announce, and I'm sure we'll have like a more proper announcement. But lastly, you can find us on the list of vendors at or attendees at PAX exhibitors. That's the word I wanted. PAX West. So we're gonna be there again. Look forward to seeing y'all over in Seattle. So yeah, a few months from now. But yep, y'all have a good night. Fare thee well. Enjoy these trailers. Catch you next week, next Friday. Till then, stay frosty, San Diego. Bye.